Hello, you're watching Encore. I'm Richelle Harrison Plesse. Thanks for joining us. Coming up. With her rapid-fire rhymes and bouncy beats, Australian MC Tkay Maidza is turning the Aussie hip-hop scene on its head. She's skyrocketing to fame with her radio-friendly party anthems and her debut album, which has just been released here in Europe. Tkay Maidza, welcome to the show.
Hello, how are you?
Well, thank you. Now, you were born in Zimbabwe, but you grew up in Australia. Adelaide is home now. However, you spent much of your childhood in remote country towns like Kalgoorlie in Western Australia. Let's be honest, the Aussie outback is not necessarily known for its thriving hip-hop scene. So how did you fall in love with it?
It was in my last years of high school. I think that's when I started discovering music and like discovering what I really, really liked. And, you know, it was like Drake was coming up and Kendrick, and it was just like everyone that's huge now is just on the like beginning of doing something amazing. And I think, yeah, like as soon as I heard that, I was like, oh, I want to write a song. And I guess that was the beginning. And that's when I like fell in love with songwriting and just like rap music and everything.
Wow. Well, you've had a rapid rise to fame. You've played some pretty major festivals in Australia. You've got big names like Killer Mike singing your praises. You've been compared to Azealia Banks, M.I.A. You've been nominated for a slew of awards, BET, MTV, Europe Music Award. So much is going on, but you've just recently released your debut disc, Tkay. What's the vibe? What are you trying to achieve with this album?
Well, the vibe of this album was just, I guess, like a snapshot of what I've been up to and who I am, or like up until that album was finished. So it was kind of just like stories of, you know, school and losing friends and gaining friends and realizing who you are. And I guess I'm a bit eclectic with my song choice. So it was kind of just like all over the place with what kind of songs that I really like. But it was just about me just trying to find myself and being happy doing what I do.
Okay, well, let's listen to a track off the album Tkay. This is Carry On featuring Killer Mike.
They say they're coming for you, but I don't want none, 'cause I really don't care, and I'm still kinda young. You can sweat the vinegar, they all want some. This baby communism, but I tell you this is not. What's what you been? I say it all. What's what you been? They carry on. What's what you been? I say it all. What's what you been? They carry on. All these people popping around, I swear I need an Adderall, but I won't let them witness what's enclosed what I think. Teacher keep on questioning and pointing out my novice, now the gem into my...
Very catchy, Tkay. Now, for many years, Aussie hip-hop, let's be honest, was pretty cringeworthy. The skip-hop was very much about low-budget production and dominated by white Australian men rapping in very broad Australian accents. Now, there are so many Australian artists doing amazing things right now. So what's changed, do you think? Do you feel like you're leading the way for Australian hip-hop artists?
I don't think so. I think there's just like, there's a whole group of them and everyone kind of does different things. So I think, you know, it's like anyone's game right now, especially because I think what's going on in America and Europe is finally catching up to Australia, and everyone that's doing it in Australia, they're actually like really good, and it's like able to compete with overseas people. So I think it's exciting, and you know, it's just cool to be a part of it.
Definitely. I mean, we're definitely far from the skip-hop genre now. And back when I was living in Australia, hip-hop did not sound like that. But this is going back some years ago, showing my age now. Now, among other things, Tkay, you've been called a rap dance tornado, a future legend of Aussie hip-hop, and the French music Bible Les Inrocks hailed you as a musical revelation. Well, we spoke to a music critic from the magazine. Let's listen.
Musically speaking, she's a bit difficult to define because she's not entirely part of the hip-hop world or indeed the pop world. She's somewhere in the middle. She's often compared to M.I.A, which makes sense because M.I.A was in her shoes more than 10 years ago. Now there's room for musicians who are neither hip-hop nor pop. Today, as an artist, you can claim to be between those two worlds.
Artistiquement très sérieux, entre guillemets, de revendiquer un espace entre les deux.
Now, as we heard there, you seem to have one foot in the hip hop world and the other in the pop world. Is that a conscious choice? Is it easy to flip between these two different styles?
It's not really conscious. I think it's just when I write what I feel like writing, and I've made like a conscious decision that I want to do like more hip hop stuff, but sometimes my mind just like moves around a lot to the point where I'm just like, okay, I'm gonna do this, and then it turns out to be a song that's kind of like a fusion with a lot of things, and that just makes me happy because it feels like I feel like I've been challenged making it, kind of thing, and it feels like something that I haven't heard before, which is what I'm always trying to do.
Do you prefer rapping or singing?
I prefer rapping, but like I like both. Singing is fun too. I feel like I don't have to pretend to be anything. It's just like really natural, and it just
Okay, well, as I mentioned earlier, you're originally from Zimbabwe.
Yeah.
Is your heritage reflected in your artistry in any way?
Not really, but I think some of the rhythms and stuff that I pick, or the songs that I work on, they're really rhythmic, and that's what Zimbabwean music is like. But I don't think it's anything really like it.
Do you think maybe in the future you'd be interested in sort of infusing something from your heritage into your music down the line, perhaps?
Well, I've been listening to a lot of I'm writing new stuff, so I've been listening to a lot and learning a lot more. So I'm definitely listening to a lot of Zimbabwean stuff and reggae music as well, which is cool. So
sounds interesting. Well, you've worked with an impressive list of artists already: Mark Ronson, Killer Mike, as we heard earlier, Charlie XCX, and French super producer Martin Solveig. Let's take a look at you and Martin Solveig teaming up together. This is Do It Right.
What you doing with my head? I may let you go ahead, but you gotta do it right, right, right. Show me that you'll make it spin if I let you try again. Boy, you gotta do it right, right, right. Oh, come on over. Oh, let's get together. Come on, turn the lights down. See, there's no rewind now. Let's cross the line. Show me yours, I'll show you mine. Just do it right all night. Do it right all night. Do it right all night. All night, all night. Do it right all night.
TK, I love that clip. Very colourful. It's right up my street. Who would you like to work with next?
I think it'd be amazing to work with Hudson Mohawk. He's probably one of my favorite producers. He works on a lot of Kanye West stuff, and it'd be really cool to work with Kashmir Cat, who he's really talented. And I think the ultimate dream would be to work with Childish Gambino, because I just love his work so much. Yeah, I'm a huge fan.
Stuff. Yeah. Oh, fantastic. Well, you're a female in the hip hop game. It's very much a boys' club.
Yeah.
Have you come up against any challenges since you started singing and rapping?
I think the biggest challenge, especially because when I started, I was 16. It's like almost a challenge for people to take you seriously, if anything, because they never know what you can or can't do because you're so young, and you have. I think when I started, I made a dance song, so it's like you have to prove that you can do something real and I guess something that people can really, really, really relate to, more than just on a party scale kind of thing. So I think it's just the point of being taken seriously is probably the biggest challenge, but anything else not really, because I don't think, for me, it's not really about genres. I mean, about whether you're a guy or a girl. I think it's just more about trying to be the best you can, and good things will happen.
So you've never experienced sort of this double standard, you have to be a fierce MC, but you also have to look good in a skirt or something. You don't feel that that's...
I think for me, people have always been you can do whatever you want and you have to be comfortable doing it. And I'm kind of a comfort person as well. If I'm not comfortable, I'm definitely not going to do it.
Fair enough.
So you do get times where people are you should wear this. And I'm I don't want to wear that. Exactly. And then they'll be okay. And then that's it kind of thing.
End of story. Okay.
Yeah. I think it's different with pop music, because if you have a massive machine behind you, they're going to want to control it a lot more. But for me, it's a bit more relaxed because I'm a bit, I'm independent. Yeah.
Independent woman. Okay. Well, you said you're influenced by artists like Nicki Minaj and Azealia Banks. You're also a fan of the British singer-songwriter Sampha, who's worked with Kanye, Solange, and Drake, among many others. What is it about his music that really speaks to you?
I love really honest and simple music, and I love that when you listen to a song like Too Much, it's literally like him saying don't think about it too much, or I don't know, you can hear the pain in his voice and you can just hear the honesty, like, and the production's just amazing. He can basically do everything. So I think it's really inspiring because he's really relatable.
He's got a beautiful voice. He certainly does. Well, we'll leave you with a clip of Sampha's latest track, No One Knows Me Like the Piano. Thanks again to our guest, Tkay Maidza.
Thank you.
A reminder to those at home that her debut album, Tkay, is out now. For more arts and culture news, head to our website and connect with us on social media. Stay with us here on France 24. Lots more after this.
No one knows me like the piano in my mother's home. You would show me I had something some people call a soul.